This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Ocean City Department of Tourism.
You know, Jimmy, one of my most favorite memories from summer growing up is when my aunt and uncle would vacation to Ocean City. They would always bring me back a box of saltwater taffy. Yeah. And I would try to make that box of taffy last forever. It never did, though.
It didn't. Any favorite flavors?
I liked the orange. They had a root beer flavor. I mean, it was all so good. Yeah. Yeah. And although the famous saltwater taffy is what started this 100-year tradition, the sweetness doesn't stop there. Along with her brother, Anna Dolle Bushnell is keeping the Dolle's tradition alive. A tradition that was started by their grandfather, Rudolph Dolle, and great-grandfather, Rudolph Dolle Sr., back in 1910.
They were actually carousel builders up in Brooklyn.
A visit to Ocean City inspired them to put down roots.
They moved down here after my grandfather fell in love with it, and they bought this piece of property here on Wycomico Street in the boardwalk.
They bought the property for one of their hand-carved carousels. Beside it was a saltwater taffy stand. Their grandfather bought both.
In 1925, when they had the fire, the Great Fire of downtown Ocean City, the carousel burned, and instead of going back into the carousel business, my family decided to expand the taffy business.
That expansion also included making caramel popcorn, fudge, and other candies. That was when Dolle's Candyland was born. Back then, the candy was handmade.
We have actually the hand crank that he used to cut the saltwater taffy so that he didn't have to use scissors every time, but we still have the hook that he used to pull saltwater taffy.
Anna says Dolle's has changed as Ocean City has changed. Like the resort town, the business has grown, and as visitors' tastes have changed over the years, so has the saltwater taffy.
For instance, this year, it's our first year to have cotton candy, and we've retired a couple of our old flavors that just had kind of stopped selling. So it's, you know, it evolves.
Even with all the growth, Dolle's remains rooted in tradition.
It's grown because it's such a tradition here in Ocean City that we see grandparents bringing in their children, bringing in their grandchildren kind of thing. So we see a lot of generations that have been coming here, not only to Ocean City, but to Dolle's for, you know, generations.
For Anna and Andrew, Dolle's is home.
It's so nice to come to work, and it's not work. This is an extension of our living room. So I see my dad, I see my brother, we work together, we can be creative. You know, there's always something fun here going on. There's always something to laugh about. So it's not the run-of-the-mill job.
Just as the original Dolle's on the boardwalk is home, the boardwalk businesses around it are all neighbors in a tight-knit community.
When I needed something this week, I asked one of our neighbors who's another family owned and operated business here, and he had the information for me right away, you know, text me the phone number. So I think that it's not like we're here by ourselves. It's a huge community that's so nice to be a part of.
Anna and Andrew took over the business in 2000. That's also when they created A&A Candy Company to wholesale many of the delicious beach treats to be shipped all over the country.
My favorite part is that I can be creative in this business. Like I said, we follow flavor trends, so we can research and do a little bit of development with new products, but we're still staying with what we know. It's not like we are going off and trying to learn how to make a new product. We're just tweaking something a little bit. So I love doing that.
So, how much saltwater taffy does Dolle's make in a day? Anna says they can make up to 3,500 pounds in just one day. Some of it's sold in their shops, and some is sold on a wholesale basis. There are 3 Dolle's locations in Ocean City. The flagship store, or the candy stand, is right on the boardwalk at Wycomico Street. There's a Dolle's Express on 120th Street, and the newest location at 67th Street. And by the way, the Dolle's in Rehoboth Beach is no longer part of the Dolle family. Rudolph Dolle sold it to a business partner in 1959.
How about that?
Yeah, and Jimmy, I had a box of saltwater taffy.
Yes.
Tried to make it last. Didn't happen. Old habits die hard, I guess.
Delmarva Life will be right back.